Hello, memory management tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play some Lobotomy Corporation. We're on day 38. We're getting up there, guys. Getting pretty close to the end, honestly. Last episode, we eventually suppressed Tipperith, although it did take me a fair bit of time, mostly due to the game crashing. So, in case you missed the last episode for some reason, I got to keep a real close eye on my memory usage of this game. And the current strategy, if you're wondering, if you're playing along or in a future, in an alternate timeline, that is to say. My current plan is to restart the game after every attempt. So if I succeed on a day, we close the game and start it up again. And if I lose, then I also close the game and set it up, so we don't stay in game for quite as long as, you know, a 3-hour session or something like that. So that's the plan. For not crashing. We're also going to try to do cheesed suppression, because I think it's fairly well, I say easy. It's comparatively easier than the discipline team for Geburah. I don't even know how I'm going to ever beat this one, but we'll talk about that one probably tomorrow, next episode. So we have a new abnormality to practice with, so that should be interesting. I've moved Mia down here to help, because we've got, 3 to work on, and soon enough we'll have the last of the Christmas weapons. Speaking of Christmas weapons, Pixel's in, and he's got Christmas armor and weapons. He's got Pixel 2.0, and I think the only person I'm missing at the moment will be Fella, he's on his 3rd version, man. He's probably a replicant at this point. So I didn't really do a whole lot else upstairs. Every time you do a suppression, you've got to shuffle some people around. I just tried to keep, a couple Aleph tiered equipment on each sort of section, and it might be smart to leave something near nothing there, like maybe Drow will move over a little bit just to be near it. But we'll see what happens, and let's get started. I think I spent all my lobotomy points on Pixel. I hope you're happy, Pixel. Also, keeping in mind, we're going to get another quest at the same time as the suppression, so that's very efficient. And we just got an upgrade that lets us have higher temperance, which is probably my favorite stat at this point in the game. So let's see how it goes. Alright, who have we got in here today for cheese? A tired looking robot eye drinking some coffee. And you might notice 4 little colory icons there. Also, you might notice right at the top of your screen. So what do you think this will mean? Hope the game music's not too loud. Turn down a little bit. While the game kept crashing on me, I ended up turning this off entirely and listening to other music. So I probably turned it a little bit loud when I came back. Not having the thumping metal beat going on. In fact, honestly, looking at my... Hopefully this is not too quiet now, but... Just looking at my sort of equalizer in OBS, that still looks a little bit loud. Alright, hopefully that's good. Anyway. So we've got a very cool looking dude with a gun down here to learn about. And not a whole lot else to really worry about learning wise. Everything else is maxed out. The main thing will be, well, what... I don't want to spoil it just yet, but what do you think this means, right? Every suppression has had a gimmick, although Tipperith's had, like, the least amount of gimmick. We had to get to level 10 with her. With Cheese, we only have to get to level 8, so it's a shorter mission. So what do? Well, what would be an easy way to demonstrate this that might not get somebody killed? Probably an upstairs mission. Let's try Snow Queen. Well, neither of these are ideal here. Just gonna say let's use one of these guys for a reason here. Let's send Need in and see if you guys can see what this means. Well, clearly it's W. It should have something to do with prudence, or either the work or the damage. Now, do you guys remember what Chee's core suppression tip was? It did say something about it changes the amount of damage your employees receive. So if we're paying close attention here, maybe we'll see. Or we'll get a perfect and it won't show it at all. So 12, hey? 13, hey? So he lives. See, perfect. But 12 and 13 is a lot more than 4 or 5. So basically the way this works is times 4 damage if the color is lit up of the Abnomalies attack type. So, and it's not just Abnomalies. Everything deals quad white damage. The trouble with this one, well, for one, you'll see some fun changes as the cycle goes up. But it's really more the ordeals in my experience, if I remember correctly. If things break loose, like for instance, if Red was quadrupled and Little Red escaped, she would... I don't even know if we could suppress her at that point. I think she'd probably just kill us all. Similarly, basically any of the high-level abnormalities, if they break out and their damage type is quadrupled, you're going to have a pretty bad day. So that's one big worry. But the ordeals are perhaps the biggest trouble. And I think the worst case scenario will be a green noon. We'll get killer robots everywhere. And if it's a green noon and they only do red damage and the red is quadrupled, that's going to basically end our run. But if that doesn't happen, I think, you know, everything else should be okay. Now, do we know what damage this guy does? No. Let's go find out and probably die. Also, we've got a nifty little thing here. So, we've got Grotham and Mia. Let's send Mia in for first new job of her day. She's got a really nice average set of armor. This is the Knight of Despair gear. So it's really good for WoW, honestly. 80% to all damage types. Pretty awesome. It doesn't remember anything positive, such as the sparkle of love or joy of good deeds, but only reacts to things that are dying. Its heart has been impaled by the magical bullet, which always hits its mark. Long ago. Is it a magical girl? We've already got 2 magical girls. Like all pacts with the devil, its job won't end peacefully. Also, it seems to be doing black damage, which is good for the moment. Looks like, what did I pick? Did I go with Justice? Why would I go with Justice? Justice is never the right choice. Anyway, it's Der Friar Free shoots. He's got a gun. Shoots? Free shoots? He's a free shooter. Maybe that makes sense. Anyways, German, you know. We've got 2 German abnormalities now, apparently. So black damage, and maybe I should have gone for the tips, but whatever. If I remember correctly, working on this guy is actually a lot like working on the Knight of Despair. It's fairly safe. A little bit lower level, though. I don't know why I picked Repression. Maybe it doesn't cycle what you select accidentally. Maybe, does it? I definitely selected Insight that time. It looked like we did Justice or Repression last time, but I didn't mean to. Oh well, it's fine. Less successful that time. Let's get some tips here. So we got, I can't even read it. This thing's in the way. You can pretend, you can proceed with the request for free shoots, the free shooter, at the time of the request, 10% of current energy. Okay. However, bullets that are fired after commissioning can penetrate all objects and cause damage. Also, the 7th bullet can't fire where you want it to, so you have to decide carefully. We have the potential to kill our employees pretty effectively. Elena, an employee whose justice is below 3, completed the work, lowering the counter. Good thing we're high level, right? And when the work was normal, the counter was decreased with a normal probability. So we don't want those normals. I mean, I don't know what he does at 0, but we probably don't want it. So let's try Repression again, maybe, if that's what worked. I mean, he's not an animal, right? So instinct didn't make sense. You can see him a little bit clearer now, actually. I mean, he's pretty much Shadow Monster. Okay, looks like Repression is real good. Let's get all the tips right now. When the work result was bad, clip-off counter goes down with high probability. And at 0, Der Freiherz willfully fires a bullet somewhere in the facility. Ooh. Isn't that interesting? So we've already had it drop down once from 3 to 2. Neat, neat. Don't worry, we'll get to the actual suppression soon enough. I like learning the new stuff. Don't let me forget, though, I need to do Radulta's story, as well as Der Fryer who shoots story at some point as well. We already did Fiery Birds, right? I'm pretty sure we definitely read that one. Was that a perfect? Mia, welcome to the A-Team. Alright, fully researched. Oddly enough, attachment is low, but we can't even select it because of his request. And instinct insight are okay, but at high levels of justice, repression is great. He also has a cool looking gun and some pretty awesome armor. Only HE armor, but a WA weapon. Now, I'll have you know this thing's a little bit tricky, but it is interesting. I have had this before. Alright, so are we going to keep just grinding on him? Probably not. So let me just think. One of the things we could do now is start working on getting people higher temperance. Like, without, like, super grinding, but certain... Like, we can work on nothing there pretty easily. Well, I say that, but, you know, reasonably easily. If you have high enough stats, he should get you maxed out on temperance pretty quickly. Who else was good for that? Night of Despair was one. Technically, Melting Slime, Melting Love. Little Red, you can't use it on. Bird of Judgment, it's pretty good on Bird. Bird's good for lots of stuff. Let's send Rides in over here. I don't really want to risk the King of Greed getting out. Just trying to remember who's good for... You know, this thing might not be the worst. Oh, you can't use repression or temperance on that anyway. I guess I should just set somebody, because the Night of Despair was good for it. Yeah, it's the best one for the Night of Despair. So we need someone to take the hit and take a break, basically. I think we'll have Faith. No, I can't have Faith take a break off till I know this section is safe. Because if we get a meltdown over here, we need Faith for that. So she can't take a time off yet. But, you know what, Hades? Actually, having the buff on Hades, because he's got the, is it Little Red's weapon, that if he gets down to 50% HP, he damages his allies. If I remember correctly, the buff from the Night of Despair actually helps regenerate? Red, white, black damage reduced to half. I mean, it doesn't make you regen, but it's got something for it. Also, the big bad wolf is good for repression. You know what hold on. I got ahead of myself here. I forgot that it's a suppression. I have to be paying more attention to what's white. If any of these Alephists do white damage, we're dead. Yeah. We should really just play around that. I know this thing does pale, this thing does red. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's be smart. Let's primarily pay attention to damage types more than stats. Don't worry about the stats right now, gang. I'm just gonna not worry about them. The big bad wolf is fine, because it's red damage. Alright. New plan, pay attention to damage type. I mean, the meltdown's not too bad, but let's not trigger it till we're ready. Also, if somebody goes crazy, it's my fault. Because I sent them probably to the wrong abnormality. So I don't expect the energy will be a huge problem, but, you know, we do need to make sure we get max energy, I think it said. The main trick will be just not having people killed by bad ordeals. So, of course, we're not going to be staying on quad white damage forever. Let's go find out what happens on the next cycle, and then we can get Pixel 2.0 to open it up. He should be our new bird handler for the day too once he's done. All right, so red. So we got to reshift our priorities to avoiding red type damage. Just get that blur effect out of here. And the two that broke down were both down here. Now Redulta's white and your Friar Shoots is black, so we're totally fine. Totally fine. Nothing to worry about. Doesn't matter who goes to which one, really. Okay. The trouble will be if we get a meltdown on something that does the damage that's quadded, that we can't survive. So, like, if it switched to, you know, this meltdown and also red quad, that's where we're going to have a bad time. We have to be very careful who we send in. Now, that's not to say we don't, because we have these people with 0.2 Aleph tier armor, it doesn't mean they couldn't survive. You just got to be very, very careful. You can't just send anybody. Like, I'll have to really match up damage types at that point. Okay, so now that we're not taking quad white damage, let's get this thing set up. I think I said Hades was going to take that. He's going to not work anything else because of that. Oh yeah, I should probably have sent. It's been so long since I've had a people. I've been spending so much time in Tipperith's quest. All right, what else are we going to do? Bird of Judgment. We'll let Rides get a couple works. It'd be nice to get my Aleph tier employees sort of upgraded a little bit quicker. Just remember who takes double damage. Or quad damage, yeah. So we definitely don't want to work on nothing there right now. 100% bad idea. We could handle this thing. Let's just focus on some of the safer ones up here. So the robots do red damage. I mean, I say that. We still need to make sure we get enough energy. So I guess what we'll do is now things that do white damage, we'll send them in. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. I didn't even read. What am I trying to do here? Insight. Whatever. Either one of them are fine. Red damage, black damage. Let's try to make good energy while we can, basically, is I guess what I'm thinking. I mean, Robert actually should work on censored because he's got the best defense against it, I think, that you can get. 0.2 black damage plus reduced damage at the same time. That's about as good as you're ever going to get. And then someone else like me can go work on the big mountain. So black, black, white. Those guys are yeah. Work on. Sorry, this day is going to take a little bit more time because I have to really pay attention. I normally don't pay too much. Like, I don't look too closely at what damage type all the abnormalities do. But if you don't pay attention now, people are going to die. Quad damage is just too much to ignore. So we're going to get a Crimson Dawn. That's not too bad. It doesn't really deal damage, so it doesn't really matter what rank. Like, the greens are going to be the worst, basically, because they do the most damage, I think. So as long as we avoid the greens on a red day, we should be okay. Okie day. Alright, what else are we going to work on? This thing does black. Let's just get some stuff queued up. These things do red. This thing does white. Schadenfreude is red. The bird is red, but the things that are really low level are probably fine. Like, I don't want to risk it, but, you know, a Teth that does quad red damage, and if you have decent stats and armor, it's probably not so bad, but let's try to just play it smartly and avoid the color that's highlighted. Now, at some point, we have to decide if we want to kill all our janitors. The last 2 days in a row, we just killed all the janitors to make things easier. They do give you nice bonuses. In fact, so now the record team gives us all +2 to all our stats for everyone in the entire base. We don't know about that department right now. 10 more seconds on every meltdown. That's a lot. Attack speed by +5. Stat growth by 5%. That's kind of cool, right? Success rate by 5. That's a really nice one. Healing rate by 50%. That's huge. And movement speed by 5. Like, some of those bonuses are pretty good. So let's maybe keep the janitors alive for a while. Alright, we can do, I think, 2 more. Let's just do some easy stuff. Let's not think about it too much. Have a drink while we watch. So if there's anything we need to do, we want to watch this section because there's no one. So we're going to have Grotham move to this elevator shaft, and we're going to have Turkey because he's got a really fast attack speed to move over. That way, if something spawns right by nothing there, we've got people that can move in if that's what we need. And everywhere else should be protected well enough. I believe in it. Alright, let's do this. Pixel. Just keep working on your temperance for now, buddy. It's oh yeah, by the way, because he's a clone, he's bald. I decided. Alright, so you guys have seen these before. It is very rainy today. But it's not like a Yasod quest. It's still easy enough to see the monsters. Might be some new music. Let me turn that up a little bit because it's not quite as loud as the last one. And I'm not sure if I've even heard it before. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like Grotham's in a good place. And Mia can go handle this one. Didn't really leave anyone up in this corner. If the King of Greed gets out, I'll be a little bit cranky. Oh. Ooh, there's like a little piano bit. Cool. I don't think I've ever heard this tune. I have no idea if it's another track from the game somewhere, but... Cool. Does he have a piano in here or something? It was Tipworth with the big organs, so... I like it. Like I said, the game's got some pretty cool music tracks. Got a bit of synth in it. So technically, also, remember now, I gotta start using that. I can spend energy to shoot stuff. So theoretically, we could use energy to kill these clowns if we needed to. Hopefully that won't be necessary, but I do like to have that. I like to try to keep track of all my abilities. Oh, okay. Well, we might be hosed. And unfortunately, a lot of it just comes down to RNG here. I think if... So you can see now we've got 2 highlights. So we've kind of got a 50-50 chance, although I think you get pale less often. So we might have a 1 in 3 chance because pale doesn't seem to highlight as often. If red gets highlighted, we're kind of done. Because you'll see. We'll show it off. I'll show it off. I'll do it. I'll try. But that's potentially the worst combo we can get. So until that time happens, let's just keep working. So we want to avoid white damage for the, or white and black. Right. This is where it gets tricky. So we're trying to look for things that do red damage specifically, if we're trying to stay safe, or pale. So we can work the bird a couple times. I mean, it's dangerous though, because if it gets out and red or white is quadded, it'll just kill people, right? Because it does red and white damage while it's out. Well, no. No, it only does white damage if you attack it. But if it gets out and it does fire damage, if red is quadrupled, I think it'll still just kill everybody. Or at least it will be a pain. So maybe we try to ignore things that can break out and kill us if we're unlucky. That's my goal here. Alright, so let's have Jelka work on little red because she does red. We can almost always use the Bird of Judgment with rides because pale is not highlighted like ever. What else does red damage? The shoes. Faith is not gaining a fortitude though. Black, 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 or yeah, all black, black, black. White. A robot that does white damage. Crazy. So we can work on nothing there, so okay. Let's send Jarrell in there. Should be okay. White damage. White damage. There's a lot. We got a lot of things to do white damage. We can work on the wolf. I should only have to like go through this once carefully, and then like once I've like, okay, this cycle we're working these 5 or 6 abnormalities, and then we can finish our day fairly safely. We can do these guys in the corner. And we can do the bird. Send Sotraz over the bird. We can do the spiders. We actually have... You know, I take it back. We actually have lots of things to do red damage. So hopefully I didn't mess it up. Everybody's doing something that won't kill us. It's just like old times. Just avoid the white and the black. Yeah, I'm mostly just worried about the noon. Might as well speed this up. Do I still have a conscience left inside me? Let my employees rest in peace. You're very moody today. But you can kind of see, like, we only need to get to cycle 8. And we'll definitely have enough energy by then if we don't die. Now, we do have the rabbit team. Theoretically, depending on what happens here, we could try to summon the rabbit team. But the thing is, the green noon, they spread around all the whole entire base. Oh, they're also almost assuredly going to let the mountain and the army in black out. This is really not good. I have to gamble on it not being red and being able to suppress the robot teams with small groups. They're only HE tier, so my B team is probably okay as long as they are... I mean, I can throw some shields on them or something. But if we do get quad red, I think it's just game over, basically. Because then the only way we could survive it is if we kill them with something else. Maybe we could make a hit squad out of people that have 0.2 red, but you could try to energy. You could kill them with the rabbits or the Sotraz, or you could try to summon little red. No, I don't think she works on them. Or you'd pay a lot of energy and she just kill one or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think it out. It is a little unfortunate if this just does come down to a bit of RNG. If you get the wrong type of ordeal and the wrong quad damage at the same time, I'm not actually sure how you'd survive it, so. Let's do a little bit more spider work. HR spiders, I know, now that our base is so big, we don't get as much personality with all of our abnormalities. Don't forget the HR spiders. They still need some attention. It was much easier when we only had a dozen abnormalities to keep it all personal. Now it's becoming a big mega corporation. Alright, okay, do I think 3 B teams could kill one, like, assuming it's not red, I think it would be better for the upstairs team to group into 2 groups. These things are just pretty strong one way or the other. This means more janitors will probably die, but I think my employees will be safer. There's nobody over here. Then again, most of the A team should be fine against the robots, assuming we don't get quad red. Alright. Let's set it off with something reasonably safe. See, the trouble with 2 here is if the damage cycles, you don't know which abnormality to work on for this last job, because if you send someone somewhere that takes that does red damage, and then it changes to quad red, then they're screwed. So I think this is where one sin is probably the right idea, because it doesn't really matter what you're weak to. He just does not do very much damage. So quad one sin is okay. This would be a time where having more Zayn levels would be nice. All right. So we didn't get quad red. We actually got quad pale and quad white, which is great. This is probably the best combo we could have gotten with the green noon, because if they manage to kill enough employees, which they might. I mean, I'll try to prevent it, but they kill people really quick. If the mountain gets out, he does black damage, which is not quadrupled, I believe. It's not highlighted. And if red gets out, which she shouldn't actually, but so the mountain might get out, and then maybe the army in black. But both of them, I think once escaped, the army in black does black damage, right? Not white. So like we couldn't work it, but if it does escape, it won't insta-kill anybody. So we might be able to suppress it. The trick will just come down now to a little bit of micro to try to catch these robots. So I'm thinking we've only got... Wait a second. That's one person. Let's try to get some of this blur out of the way so I can see what's going on here. Man, I guess I'm just going to try to save as many as I can. The robot up here... Conveniently, there's no employees in cheese section. All right, you guys are going to try to block it off before these guys kill all my employees. So this team has 2 robots to deal with. This team, probably just the one. This team has one up here. So that's the lower area, other than one handled. The upper area is, of course, a little bit weaker with all the B teams. I think we'll go for this one first, and then try to go for that if we survive. This team will go for this guy first, because he's really close as well. So I gotta be careful here. It might have been worth putting on red shields on the B team, but I think they're kind of split up at the moment, so maybe if I just focus on trying to keep the janitors, like he's doing some damage, make no mistake. But as long as we're not taking quad damage, this should be survivable. Now, if the mountain escapes right now, things are going to go a little bit sour. I can't really kill the janitor in this room because it's behind my employees. Mega micro day. Okay, we're down. That's the trouble, is like... I'm not sure, with my current set of abnormalities, if there's really any way to prevent 15 to 20 deaths on a green noon. I think it's just like, it's almost guaranteed. I mean, these guys, B team did a good job there. This guy's moving on. I don't know where he is. This team's taken some damage. I'm gonna hurry it along there. So that's half of the upstairs robots dealt with. Black is not out yet. This guy's dead. This guy will be dead shortly. I don't know if that actually... Yeah, I actually did catch them. Good, so they can handle this one. He shouldn't catch any more employees. I think we're gonna pull this off. I also have not selected... Where did this one go? There it is. Alright, let's try to prevent every janitor's death we can at this point. Yeah, I've got 9 bullets left. Army in black is still not out. There's one right there, I know. Sorry, this is like the most intense micro of my life. Alright, this side's done. Good. This side's ready for you. See, these janitors are walking literally to their death. Because he's got a piercing bullet long-range attack. Now, if you get up close, he does much more damage, but the janitors are just so weak. Alright. He's turned around. There's no janitors on their way at this point. If this team can handle it... looks like we'll probably survive. This team has already mostly killed him. Oh, the janitors! Knock it off. Alright, good. I think... oh, no! Oh, we were so close. There's 2 left. So that means... oh, boy. This means the mountain is probably going to get out. Because these things... this sucks. The army in love is going to do AoE black damage. Luckily, my employees should be okay, but I'm not going to have enough bullets to stop 5 more deaths. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Dang it. I mean, that's convenient. The mountain. Oh, there's one up there. Alright, who's down here? I mean, this is probably not enough to suppress the mountain safely, but, I mean, it'll slow them down. And we'll send reinforcements once they finish, once you finish your army in black. That's actually, wait a second, 1, 2, 3. Is that all of them? No, 4. That's the last one over here. We may have got a bit lucky on the armies, because there's not very many armies upstairs. Which is definitely good for my low-level staff. It's not good for the janitors in the way, but... I gotta keep an eye on these guys. And then the mountain. I am worried about them. Oh, he shut down as soon as I... so a slight waste of a bullet there. Okay, so... these guys definitely took some damage. There's going to be a heart, I think, headed this way. We've got the other team headed that way as well. Do we just group the whole upstairs together to take it out? Let me just think for a sec. Robot dead. These guys can almost assuredly handle that. Mountain not out yet. I mean, I could just disintegrate those two. We're already attacking this heart, so that should be fine. I don't see too many janitors about to commit suicide. Let me just double check if there's anybody dead that I haven't noticed, because, you know, it is a suppression day. Looks like our employees are doing fine. Alright, I'm gonna try... because that was definitely gonna kill them before my team got to fight it. We're actually quite lucky that there's no risk of red getting out at the moment. Assuming we can suppress this thing, even if the mountain comes out, we should be okay at this point. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna wait a little bit on killing this one, because I want these guys to get a chance to heal up. So I'm gonna send them all around here, and everyone will group up, because it should be coming this way. And, I mean, some of these janitors are just gonna die. I'll buy us as much time for the mountain breaking out as I can. And, like, that's literally all the time I have. Now, these things are pretty weak to red, right? Yeah, and we've got someone with the nothing there sword, so that's fine. This one's nearly dead already. Alright, now you guys can start running down here. This team has not killed theirs yet. Taking a little bit long, not as much red damage. Get you guys moving. I'll try to catch it like in the elevator. I really don't know how, like, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, look at these weapons. Oof. Efficient. All right, good. Good. This is turning out. This is turning out. I was worried there for a bit, but we got lucky on the little dial there. All right. So all we've got left. I mean, at this point, is it better to just let the mountain escape? Because Little Red will not. This is a lucky opportunity with a not taking quad black damage. I'm not gonna wait around. Alright, team. They should be okay. We've done this before. We should have slightly better weapons than last time. The black damage hurts, make no mistake. Pixel! I don't have any bullets. Nobody died. So, one thing I could have double checked was who was weak to black and not sent them running in there. But, good job, team. I don't know if it explodes or anything. Get away from it. Just in case. Alright, so. Crisis averted. Now. What comes next? Let me just think for a second. One crisis down. What's the next thing to worry about? There's definitely enough employees that I'm sure if almost anything dies, this guy will get out. It's got to be down to like just a couple left. It would be fine to break him out because Little Red will not break out at the same time. Partially just letting these guys heal up will, I think. Everybody upstairs can go back to your rooms. So I think what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna spend some precious energy, and we're just gonna kill some janitors. I don't know exactly how many need to die. Let's just say about 4. So this is the trick with deer fryer shoots. Perfect. You can see the bullet. And it's gonna kill more than what I needed. It's real good at its job. See you later, janitors. Unlike your execution bullet, the fire shoots bullet does count towards those kind of counters. Luckily, we didn't also break Army in Black again, and it'll go back up to 3 as soon as this is done. This shouldn't be too big of a deal, though. I got, like, everybody here. Yeah. I wasn't... The mountains, we could... I guess, honestly, I don't need to worry about it breaking out too much, as long as I've got a few people that can fight it. So we're good. Now, we might... while we're doing things, maybe we should reset reds at the same time, because we could. Yeah. Yeah. This is a good idea. So, while we have a not red quad damage, which it could be Meltdown 5, 6, and 7 that count, we could have red every single time. There's no guarantee this will ever not be quad damage for the rest of the day. Having a looming 1-point escape on Little Red is just enough to make me like, I don't know if we can survive that. So let's deal with that. She might kill a couple... No, there's no janitors over here. They're all dead. So, yeah. We'll do this one, which is real easy to break out. And also suppress, because it's a Teth level red damage, so... Yeah, I think this is smart. I'm playing pretty defensive here, because, well... These mid to late game suppressions aren't easy, even if we manage to one-shot it. It does not do to go in here unprepared. I still have no bullets, so there was a downside to anything on this cycle is that I already spent my bullets, but... I'm not terribly worried about him. Little Red will break out shortly. But we've got the full A team down here. The only one that's really at risk would be Faith, who I maybe should have pulled out. Faith, why don't you just move out of the way? Everybody else should have pretty good stats. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, we just 1 second away. I was on normal speed. That's all. All right. We'll do a little bit of micro on red. Try to keep her facing away from the group if I can figure out who's got the target. It's way over there. Okay, so everybody shift. Wait, why did she turn? I thought... I don't understand how her thing works sometimes. Or ever. Sheesh, we took a lot of damage right there. Okay, change of plans. I don't have any bullets. I have to be a little bit cautious here. So we got a full healing tick. The full healing tick, she wasn't even in the room, so actually that was really good for our getting healed. Oof. It's just so hard to see who she's targeting. Ugh. You guys. That's definitely one of the downsides of Lobotomy Corporation, is trying to... I don't know if we can survive this. If I can't see... It's one of the melee characters. Like, I'm really worried about Mia right now. I gotta get her to turn around before Mia dies. Yeah, so Mia should be okay here. Wait, are we taking bleed? Okay, there's something else going on that I've been trying to avoid. Who's got that weapon? So Hades is at good HP. Who's the other one then? Because we've got two sort of dangerous weapons that damage your allies. It's not that. They are wall tier though. So Hades with the Crimson Scar, but he's got lots of HP. And I guess it was him. He must have been below 50% there for a bit. There, that's the other one. So we got to keep an eye on Hades, because if he starts damaging our friends, then things are going to get bad real quick. Alright, so we got Mia out of the room. I guess Mia must have been just not as strong against red as the rest of the team. Okay, let's not mess this up. Just kill her quick. Everybody in here is fine, right? We're fine. Took a little bit of gamble that I moved the weaklings out of the room, and that was fine. Okay. Okay, now for sure we're no longer in the danger zone. It took a little bit longer than I would like, but it's fine. Alright, and just to double check that no one's dead, I'll go through the menu. Alright, no deaths! We made it through the green noon. We had a couple big breakouts and a bit of a breakout that we forced. Everything should be back to its maximum clip-off that counts. Okay, let's get back to work then. So we want to work red or black this cycle. We're still trying to get Dear Friar Shoots' weapons. Or armor, at least. Well, we can probably get both of these today. That's not too bad. And Redultas, we're done with now. And we do need to fight this thing a couple more times to get more feather weapons, but now's not a great time. Alright. While we're able to... We don't even really... Like, this is being more brave than necessary. But I figure while we can work red and black, let's get our energy maxed out. In case cycle 5 and 6 and 7, we have to just work on the Zayn upstairs. Because maybe one day we'll be red, white, and black all at the same time, and suddenly working anywhere will be very hazardous for our health. So St. Robert's is censored. I have had someone work on the Night of Despair. So eventually we can work on it, just not in the second. We can work on this one. White damage, red damage. We can work on red damage. Nah, faith is not the one for that, though. Jelka can go work over there. Red damage. Pale damage. Ah! The rare pale attack strikes. Alright. Red damage. Just excuse me here while I very, very careful. Red damage. Red damage. You probably set up enough by now. We should probably stop. We might have set up too many, actually. Just pause if we need to here. Looks like we've got about the right number, I think. Could probably do one more. Let's send someone to the fragment of the universe. Because it does black damage, right? Yeah. Okay. And then once everyone's done, we'll do our level 5 meltdown. Although I believe they call it level 4 meltdown because it's like the level 4 finishing. But whatever. We really are on pace to finish the energy. That shouldn't be a problem. We need probably one more job to get the gun. Looks like all the slightly risky jobs went fine. We're not working King of Greed or anything if we can help it. Okay, so you guys, just... Actually, I would like the bird to go back too. The bird does red damage, so if we do get a quad red, I don't know how much damage the punishing bird would do. Should we just wait till it goes home? I mean, there's no reason to go fast, right? Like, there's no timer this time around. I'd appreciate if you guys would just stand still so the bird will hit you and go home. This is a bad room to have the bird in, because people just wander around too much. I mean, you can see it's doing basically 0 damage right now. 1 or 0. It's probably not a big deal if we get quad on it. But I would like it to be done. Please, bird. This is definitely the problem. Like, it just gets so confused in this room. I wish you could tell your people to stop moving, honestly. Like, just hold still. It'll go home soon. This is ridiculous. We're gonna spend 10 minutes watching a bird fly around a room. But, like, I don't know any other tricks to get it to go home other than to take damage. It's probably a set number of attacks it has to do before it'll even go back. And, you know, now it's done, so it goes on home. Stupid bird. Alright, seeing as it's on its way back, let's get this show on the road. Cycle number 5. Don't trigger an early dusk. Alright. This means we should be fine for this one. We can do our trick again to avoid the dusk if we have to. Alright, so what's mad? Nothing upstairs, nothing in here. All we've got is the corners. That's dangerous. Also, we got the same damage type again, so it's red and black safe. So that means this is scary. We have to work a pale damage quad, which means 20 to 24, no, 20 to 28 per hit. That's a lot, and it's percentage too, so it's a lot of damage. I don't even know for sure if you can survive that. Now, rides will take half. Let's see, last time you took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This might also be a death, honestly. Now, it's minus maybe 10, 20% because we're a tier of armor higher, I think. So, instead of 20 to 24, 20 to 28, it should be 10 to 14, maybe percent. I'm not sure exactly how the numbers work out. And it might be a little bit lower than 10 to 18. It might be like 8 to 16 or something kind of like that. Because it's Aleph. And if you took 6 hits at 16%, would you survive? Yeah, that'd be the worst case scenario, theoretically. I think he'll survive, but it's going to be kind of close. I don't know what else we can do other than this, because no one else is going to have better protection than Rides. And if it breaks out, it will do pale damage while it travels around, which will definitely kill us. So that is definitely not an option, because it already does like half your HP in an area of effect to most employees, so I just can't see us stopping if it gets out. King of Greed is more a matter of, if it gets out, it's a pain, but it's not going to kill anybody on the job. We can ignore the tool. And we've got Dear Friar Shoots, which is fine. And Redulta, which is going to do some damage, but it's only HE. So Grotham with pretty good white protection, 2 ranks higher, it should be fine. He's not going to take very many hits. I'm not too worried about that with a A-lift tier half damage kind of armor. Was that it? There shouldn't be any upstairs meltdowns. There shouldn't be any central meltdowns. So just the 5. I really should pay attention to what the number was. But if the next cycle's 6, then probably 5 is all. Alright, the biggest risk here will be Rides, certainly. If he survives and the greed does not escape, we are set for another safe day. And we just keep working red and black once that's... We're just going to not progress until I know. Because if this breaks out, we've got to handle it. And if Rides dies, I'm going to be sad. Took 2 hits. Oof. I think he can handle 6 or 7, but come on, buddy. You got to do good. Look at that. No problem. That was 5. So he got out of there 51 out of 126, I think. So he took... I think my math was pretty close. I think he could have survived, depending on the average amounts of damage from the bird. I was trying to calculate on the high end, but the average of 6, like if you just went with the average was 6 times 4 is 24. If you took 12% of his damage every attack, he should be able to withstand 8 with some luck hits. And I think that would have been about where he might have died with some fluctuation. Meanwhile, we do need to get a 16 up here, which looks like we're good. Okay. So yeah, one scary one. We'll see what we get for our next cycle. We need to get to cycle 8 to finish. So we have to do cycle 5, and then 6, and then 7. So essentially we've got 3 more. And that means basically 2 more meltdowns, or optimally 1 meltdown and then an ordeal that we skip via the tricks we always use. So basically, if we can survive the next ordeal, we're probably okay. And it really, like, while I'm talking here, it really just comes down to which things are boosted and which things are melted down. Unfortunately, we do have pretty high concentration of A-lifts over here, and I'm not sure if we could survive a black meltdown and also at the same time. Oof, I don't know about that one. That would be for Robert to try, and I don't know. There's definitely some ways we can lose still, but anyway, let's just get this going. Red and black. I'm doing a lot of talking, not a lot of suppressing. Let's try to speed this up a little bit. White, white, black. White, red, not faith, red, pale, not doing any of that crap again. We already survived once. White, black. Yeah, not like it matters. We'll have more than enough energy at this point. Like, we don't need to work on the A-lifts. Like, that's not a mandatory thing right now, but black we'll keep working on. And then, like, Redulta I don't think did that much damage, so that was fine. We got the gun, so we've got all the weapons and armor we can get at this point in the game. We're not missing anything as far as I know. And we've got all the research. Yeah, we're doing, assuming we survive this day, which, I mean, you know, we'll see. We're looking good. Lots of employees. Got a pretty good total number. I think we're averaging about 2 to 3 per section. 3 for the lower sections, 2 for some of the upper sections. We want to do 2 more here, and then we'll trigger it. For no particular reason, we'll go with the robots. The reason is trading that justice is convenient for me. Although I should be trading temperance primarily right now, but whatever. All right. So what do you think we get on our day 6 times meltdown? It really just depends on the colors. Honestly, having the pale highlighted might be kind of lucky because there's only one monster that does pale damage. Unfortunately, we had the pale and the bird at the same time, but we know we can survive that. So optimally pale and probably not black or red. Black and red are the most scary right now. Actually, the meltdown, the mountain cannot melt down. That's quite lucky for us as well. So it's really just a matter of if we get the black, wombo combo. It'll be these 2 to watch, I think. Let's give this a shot. We'll go with 1 bro. He's not gonna kill anybody. Alright, oh boy. Don't you crash my game. Scaring me there. Everything froze for a second. If you got a big leg spike, so did I. FPS dropped down to 0 for a second there. We're up to 4.5 gigs of RAM. I gotta wrap this up before the game crashes. Whew. Not melted. And we got the ordeal on day 7, which I believe is optimal for us. Now, I think the green dust would probably kill all my employees, and if it was a red one, we'd be double dead, but we don't know yet. So the goal is to deal with the meltdown, fill this up, and then do the trick skip again, because the risk of this being a red combo, you can see now we're getting 3 colors at the same time. That would be really bad. Speaking of things that are bad, we can work red safely, which is these 2, and it's quite likely that Rides will survive with full health. We don't know for sure, but he should be okay. And then Jelka and Dobry can give this a go. Hopefully the King of Greed doesn't break out. It's not the end of the world if he does, but in this corner, the biggest danger is probably still the bird. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So luckily we haven't had a lot of meltdowns on Fiery Bird, and it's red. So Der Friar Shirts is gonna hurt. Again, he's only HE. He doesn't even do that much damage. I will send, though, Robert down because he's got nothing else to do, and I think he can make it here in time. And he will definitely not die. Even though I think it's pretty likely Grotham would also survive. I would be very surprised if Grotham died. But this way I can send Grotham to the bird, and it's fine. I would be amazed if Grotham died on Der Friar Shoots, even with quad damage. He doesn't hit that hard. So, in a way, we got kind of lucky on the breakdowns. The main thing would be to keep an eye on the pale damage quadded. So if you just do a second good job, Rides, this is the last one you need for today to survive your day. I would hate to lose him. Sounds like the little bird's out again, but oh no, he's got this. He's got this. Very good job. Only 4 fails that time. And Robert made it in time down here. I mean, one of the things about Der Friar Shoots is he doesn't hit you very hard many times. Not only does he not deal very much damage, you can get almost perfects on him pretty easily, so. Okay, that's that. So now we want to just focus on doing red works. It doesn't really matter the energy efficiency. So we'll probably just stick with the upstairs team for the most part, just to stay safe. So we can work on the spiders. We can work on the robots in the corners that do red damage. Ooh, Frisk is up to very high on it. I wonder if that means his temperance has gone up a bit. We can work on the wolf even. Send No, let's not send David in there. You know what? Sotras has got pretty awesome red protection. You can walk your way down there. The bird does red damage, right? Let's keep the bird occupied with Pixel. That won't fill up the day, but it'll get it pretty close. You know, this music, the dee-do-dee-do-dee stuff, I don't know, the bit that played right before I said that, reminds me of one of those horror movies. Was it like, which one is it? One of those 80s horror flicks, like Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that, anyway. I can't remember. It's got to be that theme song from one of those movies, right? If not identical, but close enough. It's kind of that alternating piano little bit. You know what I mean. Okay, we're not going to work on any of these things. We could work on nothing there. Let's not risk it. Not a lot over here I want to even pay attention to. Shoes are kind of nice and safe. Let's send the robots in one more time from the corners. These Pixel and Sotras, I gotta remember specifically to walk them over to these robots because they're only at level 3 justice because they're kind of new hires and I didn't want to pay tons of money. I'm cheap. I didn't spend all my lobotomy points on them. Alright, and then we just gotta prep for winning. I think we've got it now, actually. We got 2 pretty safe meltdown combos. We got 1 more job, and then we'll prep. Do 1 more little red. But yeah, I think we actually got a little bit lucky. Like, the green noon was definitely an unlucky pick for a noon ordeal. The other ones would have been probably safer for my employees. But we survived it, barely. And also, we got lucky in the sense that we did not get the noon red combo. And then we had 2 meltdowns that were not impossible, so that's also nice. And now all we need is to skip the last dusk and we're good. Because we're not going to actually stick around in any of these rooms. I've shown you this a few times now. I'm sure you guys all know the drill. So let's just queue up. I want to overkill the number of jobs just to make sure. But yeah, we should be fine. We'll send Jelk in there. We'll send Dobry up here. We'll send Robert. We can go work on the mountain. Blue. Actually, no. I'll work on the mountain. Robert can go hang out with Censored just so he doesn't get one shot by it. Actually, working on Censored's pretty dumb. Because you take so much sanity damage. If he stays in there and takes quad on black for a couple ticks, he still could panic. So we're just going to ignore it. It's actually probably better to work on the love because we're not going to finish it. And it's... I say that, working on any of these A-lifts in quad mode is going to be scary. I might end up skipping that plan and just focusing on the other things. Some abnormalities are just too dangerous, right? But I do need to make sure I queue up quite a lot of work. It's just in case, you know. Probably should just send everyone. Should just made sure I can do all the upstairs abnormalities because none of them are going to instantly kill anybody. Oops. I'll send someone to beauty because we haven't worked on beauty yet. Yeah, I've definitely got a couple upstairs abnormalities we could have triggered first kind of thing. Or, like, we could have moved people up for. But it's fine, it's fine. Don't worry. Be happy. Alright, let's get this going. Pixel. Jean-Mathieu. So, which one? Sotras is the... They're actually both statted pretty well. They'll both be fine up here. Keeping in mind, we have no idea what damage type is going to be safe here. You know. You probably don't want to stick around any of these rooms for very long. But it should be fine. Still trying to make sure you select high is probably pretty important, because your success rate certainly influences how much damage you take. No doubt about that. I sent Faith. Why did I send Faith? She's the one person I don't want to work on the shoes. Oh well. I can't risk her instinct going up right now, but insight should be fine for a little tick or two. Rides, you got a bit of a walk. Optimally, you'd park these people right outside the door. So how many is that? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like I should still queue up a couple more just to be safe. So that's a couple more. These two are pretty safe as well. Oh, I can't actually. Hades can't actually work anything right now. Turkey, you can do this one then. And then, if that doesn't trigger the end, so this is 7, fill it up will be 8, so 100% sure that'll work. If that's not enough work, then I still have my, I have 2 more I can set off if I need to. But that should be fine, okay. So we've never actually seen a, it's probably crashing again. Please don't crash. That animation on the cycle is just the death of me. You've actually on camera never seen a green dusk. You can see there's these little machines that it spawns. 1, 2, 3. I think there's just 3. Yeah. Oh, 4. Might depend on how big your area is, but maybe it's always 4. I don't know. Let's just keep an eye on them. They don't seem to do much, right? Easy. We got it. No chats. All right, that was long. That took a bit of time, but honestly, it went pretty smooth as I could have possibly hoped. Like I was trying to tell you guys as we were going along, there's definitely ways that you can't really survive this one, and I'm pretty sure on one of my previous attempts, not different games like off camera, I think I got stumped on this one for a couple tries. I don't know if I ever beat it, but I always thought like, oh, this is not hard, just depending on which things melt down and which things highlight. But it is kind of random, right? Like that red we would have had there on that last day, theoretically. I can't actually remember. This might have been for the next day, but if it was red at the same time as we had to deal with the green dusk, we probably wouldn't have been able to do it. Basically, those little machines, those 4 of them, there was 4 little machines, they spawn robots, both the dawn ones and the noon ones, and with quad damage on those things, oof, that'd be really hard, really difficult. So anyway, we got a suppression done and a quest done. We got some more stats for people. We'll start seeing, depending on what I trained, you'll start seeing people's temperance. It'll never go past 5 on the screen, but we'll start seeing improvements over 100. If I actually remembered to work on anybody this temperance. If you could even see with the font, but oh look, some 110s, some 110s. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Another good batch of lobotomy points and no deaths. So that's, yeah, I mean, can't complain about that. Cheesed. And the game didn't crash. That's 2 recording episodes in a row with no crashes, even though I thought it was going to crash. So I've also got to say, like, success for that. I'm apologizing to all those live tubers that likes to watch this game live. I just can't risk the instability right now. I need to make sure I can actually get these episodes done while I'm wanting to play the game before I get bored of it. All right, so it's a tool day, tool time with Tim Taylor. I really don't want the train. I highly recommend not getting the train. The tree is, I think I've seen this one before too. It's mostly ignorable, but kind of risky to use. Most of the tools we just ignore, obviously, but I don't think I know this one. Save us now and forevermore, the truth shall set us free. Oh, maybe I do. This one might have a value. We'll figure it out. I might remember that one from somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, we have finished another suppression, so... What? People here don't drink coffee in the morning? There's no better way to get energy than a fresh cup of cocoa before the day. Nah, he likes coffee. Okay. What's the look on your faces? You didn't expect me to come here, did you? How disappointing. I didn't expect a massive welcome party, but I didn't think you guys would be so heartless. Well, of course I understand. You're probably wondering why such a talented man as myself applied to such a shabby company. Well, everyone has their different values. Nah, are you A? I think I heard about you from Carmen. Right, actually, Carmen's speech brought me here. Where is she? So you came, you coffee addict. I am Daniel. You can sit here. The person sitting next to you will explain your work. What? You knew I was coming? I told you, no matter how great you are, you'll always be in the palm of my hand. I thought you were being sarcastic. I have one condition, though. Can we get a coffee machine? I want everyone to know how good fresh brew coffee is. Daniel drew everyone's attention with his fancy suit and his posh accent that Blue really doesn't have, which didn't fit in at all. I think Carmen told me a few days ago. One of the elites will stop by to apply to our company. He's a bit pompous, so don't believe everything he says. I asked how she was able to recruit such an elite. Carmen answered nonchalant, as if I asked something too trivial. I am good at blowing people's minds. You should know that by now. Carmen and hey, blowing minds. The revolution doesn't need to be completed by the waving of flags, bloodshed manager. I was waiting for a savior for such a long time. Someone who could break me from my old ways and wake me up. I feel like that's a Linkin Park song there. Some lyrics. Why didn't I think myself to be the savior? Would you remember my mistake? It's very valuable to me. Well, I hope your own pathetic rebellion taught you a few things, you employee murderer. You tried to get us all killed. You still don't get the reason why I didn't stop you. I'm talking about the real reason I was watching you, without turning you off like I do to the Tippereth every day. I wanted to engrave your lesson on your metal body. I hope you learned something from your resistance that ended up costing the lives of poor employees who trusted you. We actually got, like I said, pretty lucky that nobody died. I kind of thought Ride was going down, which would hurt. But we only lost janitors, so who cares? I know the word death means nothing to you now, but to them it held meaning. That's strange, Angela. Since when did you start caring about the death of the employees? You were the person who forced open the containment unit for energy anyway. I clumsily supported you by agreeing with your actions. Don't think that I've lost it with everything that's happening right now. Now I know you don't really care about our condition, that you weren't even the one I should have followed. Cheese, of course you should follow our manager and not me. You don't have to remind me. You know what I mean. I'm not going to let you do whatever you want. You're a loser, in the past and now. Yes, I'm a failure. You don't need to remind me. You may want to believe that nothing has changed, but in fact, many things are changing. We are counting on you to save the situation, Cheese. Let's get rid of any hard feelings we have between us. But I want you to know this. No matter how great you are, you will always be in the palm of my hands. I'm still afraid, Manager. I'm still not sure if I can really fight against the fears I may face. But I decided not to run away. Because I'm a robot and I can't leave this facility. So can you give me an order? His coffee cup's upside down. Right? Oh, no. That's just the way the thing works. Okay. I thought it was... Alright. Did I give him an order? I didn't even click anything. It's fine. Someone faithful and trustworthy. It was about the time I was born. I asked myself every day what the meaning of my existence was. But you handed me the script and gave me the answer. They say the commentator plays an important role that helps unfold. Yeah, the commentator, that's me. Have we learned anything about the plot yet, guys? Well, thank you. It was so much fun reciting your script. So much fun that I was able to find the meaning of my existence without even noticing the time. Sometimes I have these thoughts. What if the script was part of a never-ending play? The never-ending story. Maybe you could... I'm not singing the song. Maybe you prepared a play that you could never end. See, the never ending, yes. Just so you could tie me in this knot. If so, it would be appropriate for me to disobey your orders and obtain my own free will for the first time. Or would it? I mean, I think she's just going to do... She's already done it, guys. She's been talking about how the AIs can break through, and we've had B telling us they can lie. This is it. We're about to die. Do you think this dialogue was part of the script? Or my own free will? I mean, for the most part, I assume you were programmed, and if you actually had broken free, we'd all be dead. But I don't really trust you, so maybe you are already a sentient AI. You may think that I do not know anything about what is going on up there, but it's you who don't know. Pain, agony, regret, the shadow of the past that will never let you go. They've spent quite a long time with you, but it's nothing compared to our time. They didn't know you, those who could not accept their fate. They seem to be up in arms about you, like that person who broke himself when he's ordered to execute redaction. When he's ordered to execute redacted. Unnecessary expression of emotions is unfavorable. I need to show you to let you know. There was an employee named Fella who had her parents and a little sister. She wanted to study, but her family's financial state didn't allow her. She tried to join other wings, but she was not good enough for them. In such hard times, she received mail from one of the wings. Do they have mail in the future? Did you just send her a post? They do, guys. I thought it would be a text message or something. A letter with a very simple yet magical line that says, "You are qualified to join Lobotomy Corporation." Awestruck, Anya or Fella, whatever you want to think of them, read down the letter over and over. It didn't seem like someone was pulling a prank or the mail courier's mistake. At that instant, she realized that she never even applied at the Lobotomy Corporation. But soon she shook that thought off. It wasn't important. I was the courier. I delivered those letters to people. I grant their wish after evaluating them. Anya wasn't selected because of her excellent skill. She had a common trait that every employee has but doesn't realize. As you know, to become a feather, a part of a wing, you need to be immensely better than ordinary people. How could Anya, who couldn't graduate from school and had no skill, was living in the back street? Got more boy bands. How could she join our company? Could her family finally find happiness? All this happened 10 years ago. During that time, her sister died from a disease and her parents passed away. Where is Anya now without her family? She's asleep down here. It's within my scope of authority to do so. So I'll grant you access this time. Wake her up, please. Yep. Now, Anya is at work, feeling like a fresh employee who just joined the company. This is his revival, I guess. Completely oblivious to the fact that it's been 10 years since she actually joined us and has died 5,000 times. Now, erase her, please. I don't have any choices here. I'm sorry, fella. Well, we're on fella 4.0 now. How do you feel? Anya, who was killed by a monster, and Anya, who you just erased, are the same. They all evanescently lost their lives. Yes, that makes total sense. It is such a futile action to wake them up and erase them again and again. Your or Sapphira's attachment to the employees is meaningless here. Everything alive in this facility is paused. They wait for the morning with their eyes closed every night. The ones up there didn't know. They were emotionally spending their deaths in front of them. They crumbled. They pointed their obscure anger to the ones like you. Do not worry, I will not do that. I have always wanted to be an important part of your life. Alright, well, we need a lot of people that are very temperate. Again, I don't think it's going to be particularly difficult, but nice little quest. I'm not even really reading these little details. It's probably terribly translated, so don't worry about it. Easy enough quest. And let's get our tool for the record team finished up. Actually, hold up. If we're trying to be optimal here, we might want to unlock the extraction team next. Because I don't know if we'll get another quest. I'm just trying to get the quest as quick as I can, is what I'm thinking. No, each section has 4 quests, but you only get 3 upgrade slots. I guess all I really care about is getting those stat ups. But I still might as well just do this for now. It's fine. We're not going to go all to level 5. We're not going to do this section to 5. I'm going to start working on the other side before then. But I feel like getting all 3... Well, 4 eventually, but all 3 stats up to 120 nice and relatively early will be useful. Alright, well, Cheesed is complete. So now, this upgrade is not that amazing. But when someone dies, there's a 25% chance that they don't die. So it might work. I wouldn't want to gamble on it very often, but that might save somebody. I'll probably never notice. More importantly, no meltdowns, though, in that section. And even more importantly, more HP for us. Yes. Yes, excellent. So, we've got ourselves a on-use type tool. And no longer need to worry about meltdowns over here. So at the moment, the only place where we can even have meltdowns is discipline and record. And if by some strange chance we can actually complete Gibura's suppression right now, we'll be super ahead of the curve for sure. Because we could, theoretically, we'll finish this quest as well. And at the same time as we do this. This would be much, much better than I've ever done on this game if this continues. And suppressing Gibura's is really good. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but I did look it up because I couldn't beat her. But the final reward for hers is much better than Cheesed's. 1 in 4 chance of not dying versus something really good. That's really, really helpful. I don't want to spoil it, but if you know, you know. Anyway, in the grand scheme of things, I'll probably revive Fella next. Let's do it on camera for once. It's probably a pretty long episode, but I don't show this very often. So this is Fella. I mean, it's technically 3.0. I haven't actually been... I'm not going to count the plot, the cutscene deaths. I've been liking to go at least to... I don't... The question is, am I going to try to recruit another employee at the same time, or am I good for newbies right now? We did get 1 more wall armor and weapon. Maybe I recruit 2 more. I don't know who else I'm going to recruit, though. I might be running out of names. I can always look through the YouTube comments. We'll figure something out. Anyway, we'll go with a decent stats. We're probably getting close to the point in the game where we can just recruit... for 23, a nearly maxed out, and then they just train their justice because it's pretty expensive. Like, that's still too expensive, but we're getting pretty close to when it might be worth just only buying level 5 HP SP temperance kind of thing. But we'll hold off on that for now. And we'll get another Fella. So let's give Fella some random hair. What do you think he gets for his 3rd life? It'd be kind of cool if I remembered, but I definitely don't remember what he used to look like. Sorry, Fella. Yeah, that's cool. We go with the comb over. It should be like an angry face. That's about as angry as it gets, probably. He's really not happy with dying 2 times. Now, to be fair, full lesson. He specifically asked during a stream to be equipped by this cool axe. And it was the axe that got him killed, so he did it to himself. Anyway, I'll do the equipment in between episodes. But I will show you what we've got. We've got magic bullets. Now it doesn't show, I happen to know that even though it doesn't say anything here, it does have a special bonus. And basically, remember when we fired your fire shoots bullet to kill some janitors today? This bullet is kind of like that in combat. So pretty huge damage, and the very long range is very, very long, and it pierces. So if we do equip this on someone, I have to be very careful about where I position them to shoot, or else they'll just shoot all their friends. Which is why I generally, or at least the last time I had it, I didn't even use it, because it just, I did more friendly fire than it helped. On the other hand, we did get another HE armor here, magic bullet, which of course makes the weapon even better, so that's great. I think if you can get his gifts, it makes it even better still. So if you can get the little pipe, and then you equip the armor and the weapon, the gun, that's +3 to min and max, and then another +3. So theoretically +6 damage, and you'll be doing, you know, 26 to 28 black wall damage to a whole group of enemies and all your friends. So I'm not sure who I'm going to equip that to, or if I will do it. It's fun, but it's definitely dangerous. Anyway, we probably should end this here pretty quick. What else was I going to say? Yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed. I might go look up some more tricks for Gaburas, because I don't know how to beat her. This is going to be different than any other core suppression we've had yet. And look forward to it, because I think we're probably going to die a few times and have to restart. This stuff's all good. Everything except Gabura will be easy for the moment. We can definitely do these quests. We can definitely handle our abnormalities. But if we cannot finish Gabura, you can't, like, finish the quest, the game. You know, we can keep going further, but we have to do suppression at some point, or else we can't get the good ending, suffice to say. And besides, it is really valuable to get this done for other reasons. Anyway, I'll look into it a little bit more, and hopefully, maybe I'll try to stream this one, because I have a feeling there'll be some people that'll have some fun watching the shenanigans. And I did just successfully record 2 episodes without any crashes, so that's a good sign. Maybe I fixed my problems behind the scenes. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the series, and I will see you next time, future tubers, maybe with some live chat, and hopefully with a suppression of Gabura. See you later.